I'm continuing to read my conversations with the poor souls, and today we begin with a chapter that says two sisters who gave scandal, and we will be referring back to a young lady called Adelgund, who was the lady in the chicken yard. And so if you forget that, go back a couple of videos and you'll follow the stories. But again, it's interesting to see how the souls change the more they associate with Princess Eugenie, who then prays for them, and how their levels in purgatory raise until one day, as we heard in a prior video, how one soul was very close to heaven. If you like what you're hearing, like, subscribe, share, and always consider giving a donation in the link below. Today, we are reading Two Sisters Who Gave Scandal. September 8th, 1923. It was quite an exciting day. Saw the 11 again after a long time. Have become more human. Then I saw the knight and the two women in the church who finally answered me. I asked, "Why are you always there?" And she said, "Because we gave offense." I said, "Who were you?" She said, "We are sisters." Then they were gone. They look evil. They have such piercing eyes. In the chicken yard was Adelgund. The hens also saw her and ran away, frightened. Up close, she doesn't have an old face, as I always thought. She had something in her hand. It could be a knife, but I can't say for sure. When I see so many different shapes in one day, I live with them more than with my surroundings. This seeing cannot be forgotten so quickly, and it is not easy to get noticed by others, and it makes me spiritually tired. September 9th. I saw old Heinz standing by the fence in the shooting range. I was really scared because he was so close. It looks awful. I just hope it stays downstairs. Now, the shooting range was in an asterisk here, located next to the nursery of Wall Castle, and is now planted with fruit trees. It used to be used for target practice. She goes back to someone we heard last time. G was with me at night a long time. He's really quite tame now. First we prayed and then we spoke. I asked, "What is the best thing for you that I do for you?" He said, "Go to Holy Mass." I said, "Have you already seen the good Lord?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Do you still see him?" "No." "Why not?" He says, "Unclean." I asked, "What is your suffering?" He said, "Embers." But it could have also been called something else. It was just a gurgling sound. I then asked, "Do you know where Shepherd Fritz is now? Because he's not coming anymore." He said, "No." Then he was gone. September 13th, he was there briefly. Saw the knight in the church again. September 15th, the 11 passed beside me. It seems to me that they are female figures, but still enveloped in the fog. The next chapter is entitled Aunt Marie SCH, which we may find out her name later. September 16th, 1923, when I was getting a book from the library that evening, Aunt Marie, and I'm just going to say Aunt Marie, suddenly stood next to me, laughing very friendly. I asked, "Are you okay?" She said, "Thank you." Then she waved at me and was gone, made me very happy. How strange that the old acquaintances are now coming back. I was very busy these days and very cheerful and didn't even think about what I had already experienced in the library. There was a lot of noise in the oratory and the constant shouting of you, but nothing to be seen. September 19th, G was here for a long time, quite clear now. I asked, "Tell me why the way to me is free." He said, "You attract us." I said, "How?" He said, "Through the soul." I said, "Can you see them?" He said, "Yes." "But I don't like that you come to me. Go to better people." He said, "I won't come anymore because others are waiting." I asked, "Are you feeling better?" He said, "Yes." Then he looked at me almost smiling and was gone. What is to come now? I confess I'm scared because how long it always takes for such a poor soul to stop being frightening. But that's how it has to be. Now we learn a little bit more about Adelgund because it's titled Adelgund, the Child Murderess. September 21st, Adelgund was up there with me. She really has a knife in her hand. She prayed with me. I said, "Why do you have the knife?" She said, "I murdered." "Who?" "My child." "How can I help you?" "Give me your hand." I was so scared I couldn't do it. I'm so cowardly. Now I'm sorry. She left right away. I want to overcome myself when she comes back, but I'm very upset. I know how it burns. If you remember in a previous video, another soul touched her and it burnt very badly. I saw the 11 and the Knight. These are rather unnerving. In the oratory, there is sometimes thick fog at the door and the steps when I can't see it elsewhere. I don't know if that has anything to do with the noise. It's always equally loud. Unfortunately, others don't hear anything. I saw Nicholas in the rooms again when we were all together. He looked quite happy. September 23rd, Adelgunde is back. She's getting more and more disgusting to me, even if they are not with me. Their eyes follow me. September 27th, she was there again, always wants to take my hand. I can't give it to her. Everything in me resists it. September 30th, she was with me for almost 2 hours. It was bad. I saw the Knight in the church kneeling next to the altar between the altar boys during High Mass. October 2nd, Adelgund continues to torment me. She runs around the room furiously and looks at me with her burning eyes. She searches for my hand. I'm very cowardly. I still can't get over it. October 4th, I asked her what she wanted from me. She said, "Your hand." And yet I couldn't give it to her. I cannot describe how terrified I am of her. I prayed with her, but she didn't care. I asked her where her child is buried, if she was still able to confess her sin. No answer. October 5th, she was sitting on my bed when I woke up, but only for a moment. October 6th and 7th, I was pretty miserable that night when she didn't come, although I was really expecting her. October 8th. Thank God I was able to overcome myself. She came and I asked, "How can I help you?" She said, "Give me your hand." So I stretched out both my hands to her. It cannot be described what kind of battle with nature it is. Nothing burned me, but I felt bones. She didn't let go of my hands right away. It seemed like a very long time. Then she said, "Now I won't come anymore," and was gone. The women's appearances strike me as much more repulsive than the men. What struck me about Adelgund was that everything hung on her in tatters, and yet it gave the impression of a complete dress. I never noticed that before. I would like some rest now because I'm often so tired that I could fall asleep on my feet. The noise in the oratory is better, only now and then. October 12th, and this chapter is titled, "I Was Too Earthly Minded." When I was sitting at my desk, a thick fog or odorless smoke surrounded me during the day. I could no longer distinguish an image. I asked if it was the 11. No answer. Then I sprinkled holy water and everything was clear again. I saw the Knight in the church. I walked out of the oratory and asked, "Can I do anything for you?" He continued to pray without looking at me. He looks very good-natured up close in the beautiful armor, like a museum piece. Unfortunately, I'm too uneducated to determine the century. I'm very afraid that big things will come again. If my notes are to be true, then I must remark everything, and so I must also say that without Holy Communion, I couldn't stand it at all. October 13th, I had a really turbulent night, lots of noise in the fog. I saw Nurse Hedwig in the hospital, spoke to her on the stairs, and I asked, "Why are you always there?" She said, "I was too earthly minded." Then she went into the pantry. She doesn't look so sad anymore. October 15th, the 11 floated in front of me. They didn't answer anything. In the night, terrible noise with me. Now 3 figures are coming, not recognizable. October 17th, during the day, fog again around me and the unmistakable feeling that something is there. October 19th, I awoke to a scream next to me, then a tangle of tones and fog again. October 20th, there was a figure there. October 21st, the misty figures walked up and down the room. I can't do anything with them. They also walk around when praying. I really can't describe what they are like. Fog isn't the right word, perhaps more like a formed fumes. So far, it's not scary, just a little spooky. They are similar to the 11, but are different again, much denser. I saw the night again. It belongs in a different category than what we have seen so far. He looks perfectly happy and prays incessantly. October 24th, the appearance somewhat clearer. It seems to me to be a female figure. Nothing more to be seen of 3 streaks of fog. October 25th, a lot of noise. It's getting a little uncomfortable. When I first got this book, I didn't think it would be as good as the Maria Sima book, but I'm learning so much from the poor souls that appeared to Princess Eugenie. As I've said before, I noticed that the more they come, the more she prays, the less ugly they become, or the more recognizable. At first, they might come as fog or logs that look like trees, that look like tall women, that eventually look like happier women, and things like that. Boils disappear, smiles start to come, silence turns into actual answers. Answers beget smiles, smiles say, "I'll never come again." What Princess Eugenie has learned, that her prayer and the most important thing are the masses, she has said, are the best things that get these poor souls out of purgatory. And I hope it is a great lesson to you as well. Have masses said for those you know and love, whether you think they're out of purgatory or not. Let me know your thoughts. And of course, like, subscribe, share, and if you feel like it, contribute to my ministry, link in the show notes below. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching this Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.